Let's continue our journey into Hinamizawa, where only the cicadas know the truth. Not to be confused with Omarashi. That was actually Thorn, who was just streaming behind me. Drizzle was torn asunder a while back, and the two who used to comprise Drizzle are Scribble and Thorn. They're both dragon fruit, so I mean, you're certainly it certainly makes sense to be a little bit confused. Ugh. Last time we went on a date that ended up turning into a picnic with our entire friend group, and then we saw a giant landfill and found out some lore about, apparently back in the day, I say back in the day, like a couple of years prior to the events that we're currently experiencing in the game, there was a dam project, and that was scrapped or put on indefinite hiatus after a certain grisly murder occurred. And apparently, the body parts from that murder were dropped in that like trash dump site, and one part of the body was never found. And it seems to be some sort of conspiracy or something. Locals are tight-lipped about stuff that has to do with that. But we did get to read an interesting newspaper article talking about how there were a bunch of different pieces of the deceased, and each part was disposed of by a different person. So it was really hard for them to like catch anyone. And they had one person that got like apprehended concerning it, but most people got off because, you know, the village that slays together stays together. And as normal, we're gonna start with a vignette before we get into the main chapter for tonight. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? What is this all of a sudden? Dad come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for your monthly allowance? About $10. My, that's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that it's a plebeian amount? Sorry. Raina seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house. You know, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Menaba Manor. And it sort of stands out. Mibara Manor? Since the house is so big, everybody is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent way too much money on building the house, and that's why they're now broke. Being broke. How very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we are not millionaires. Nor are we poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand, and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops, and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come and see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is one for the studio, and it's normally sealed off. The entranceway the Minabara family actually uses is the very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that? What could be hidden there? Maybe there's something cute hidden, you know. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Wow, that'd be great, so great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations are just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for ladies, so he might even let them look around the studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Yeah, we did forget to update the category, thank you. Someone tries to go into Cavern of Dreams and they go into a fucking horror visual novel. That would suck. Let's continue. The sound of the cicadas cry. A Colonel Sanders? Oh, wait. I have to show you the Colonel Sanders. You need to understand. I think it was like for copyright reasons that they couldn't say Colonel Sanders, but I'm saying Colonel Sanders. And also it's Colonel Sanders in the anime, which is actually what I'm gonna show you. Let's see. Transparent. Thumbnail. I think it's just because it's a big city thing. Like, because it's like a mascot of a fast food restaurant. And also, like, American stuff has, like, a certain sort of, you know, exoticism to it. especially living out in the country in Japan. And like, I think this game takes place in like the early 80s, late 70s. Where are you, Sanders? Hiding in my walls. There we go. A Colonel Sanders? Ah, of course. That's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Sadako and Rika-chan. I mean, who's not a lolicon in this series? But I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better hear it from Reina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's so cute, though. Does Reina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's gonna have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage is... well... if Reina enjoys it... oh. But a girl her age rummaging around in the garbage is, well... if Reina enjoys it, I think it's fine. What are they doing over there? What are they doing over there? Dam construction? It's been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. Okay, I'm starting to hit my stride with the characters, I think. Just a little bit. Oh no, the Sanders is definitely life-sized. It's like a big-ass statue. It's been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir, and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Kiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Sadako. Wait till you use the can until you have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. How dare you speak that way to such a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Who was she calling a maiden? If Sadako really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point of discussion. He, Keiichi Minabara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Reina has no objection. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up for the task. Me and Sadako both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Minabara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning? I didn't say I wanted to join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, In order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Reina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest! This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So, what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society, aim only for first place. Go at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society, for that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Sadako put it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, I'll do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Reina can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's gonna be tough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's school equipment, so I guess it's fine. Complicated games will put Kei-chan at a disadvantage. So today, we'll play a game that you should all be familiar with. How about a standard card game? Like Old Bachelor. Alright, let's do it. Wait, is this just Old Maid? Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa. It won't be oil-based paint, right? Right? Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint? This is perfect! Sadako cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's gonna be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. And in its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I'll take the card now. Reina took one card out and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. The deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Kichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique, Kachi-kun. You should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me just fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be a crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear of each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet right in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. How about I tell you your hand starting? How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen. Whoa! By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Gah! I can tell what they are, even if you switch them around. I'm out. I thought I was prepared for it to be this brutal. Just overwhelming. The demons! You're all demons! Reina isn't a demon. Are you? So sorry, Kichi-kun. This is the 3 of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Not even a hint of mercy. Reina. Even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped in a deathmatch on a desert island, these guys would probably take to it like a fish to the water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiji finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard? I think it's unfair to Keiji-kun if we don't use a new deck. It's fine, it's fine. Keiji-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him. Right? It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears and their pants with piss. Don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm. Especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maebara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Reina said, each card has its own distinct markings that make them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Wow. Great, Keiichi-kun, just like that! I covered the uniquely marked cards on my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip me by. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Sayako fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There's a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip me by. I know. It's this one! Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of "Oh!" rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one to tell apart. It wasn't. It wasn't for memorizing the markings. Those slight chances in her expression as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too. Well, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No! Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it! Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. Kechi landed a clean hit. That's great, Kechi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know? Having defeated the Forerunner Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm gonna end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who is at the top already and ensured victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do! Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap. First and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card on my right, or the card on my left. If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show you the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright, you've got it! Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder? Kechi-kun, be careful! Yeah, of course. This is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before. That card is... I didn't let that bit from Sayako slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Saiko's expression that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Oh. Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card on the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Sadako's reaction? More carefully. Ah! I remember now. That mark. The left card, no doubt about it. 7 of clubs. It's a 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. Huh? I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah. One of those is the Joker. Right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs. I discarded that by matching with Saiko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means... Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then lined it over the left card, and that means... I see! I get it! This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that the shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the one on the left! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could have given me. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Reina and Sadako gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Reina? What is it, Reina? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? I was fair and square. Rika only pet someone on the head to console them! Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Reina let out a small shriek. Ah! Keiichi-kun! This is how it was? You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If I had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That card. The card that could proclaim the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable! It was the 2 of diamonds! It was a setup behind the setup. If I had just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it! I, Mion Sonozaki, as club president, do accept Keiichi Minabara's membership into our club. That was a lot. Whew. I'm glad it's over. Have a good night, Sonny. And also welcome to stream, Dale. Is Battle Royale just scarred into the psyche of every Japanese Genetzer? Probably. I mean, it's scarred into my brain. Alright. Hopefully, only lighthearted things will happen, because it was just a slice of life comedy, right? As I slumped my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave, despite my defeat. The match is over now. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Kei-chan Mibara. Everyone made a commendation, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundfully beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking she's gonna do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought, he fell for it! He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly? Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons! You monsters! Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It will be a problem if you refuse to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt-tip marker! And it's large and oil-based! Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! I let out my death throes. Higurashi, when they cry. I personally don't think the horror hits as well if you aren't invested in the characters. So Slice of Life actually works really well for it. Honestly, Slice of Life is like diapers. They pretty much go with everything. As soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be so grateful to them. Mountain of treasure? Meaning that damn construction site from before? Oh right, Mia would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened here. Over there, you know, at the damn construction site? Did something happen there long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have fought as well. Probably. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have fought as well. Probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing were happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with the legislators, and as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? Nah. She promptly cut me off, the same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of the discussion. Tomotake's said, "One arm wasn't found in the incident." I thought the murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later, see you tomorrow. Later, see you tomorrow. K-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mio held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion! You shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm gonna slop it on all over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear, "Welcome home, Kechi. Dad, he's a bit of in a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay?" He can't come up with a new idea? It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well. Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Mebaris. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Or maybe he's just good at hawking shit. Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. Oh, the theme of this piece is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use the house as a motif. That's quite a bothersome motif. Kechi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Oh, come on. Please don't use my room as the motif. Catchy, there's still time before dinner. So please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Sadako ever found out about that, I smiled wryly. Oh yeah, Reynold's probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the dam construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the dam construction site. Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only personal information about the incident that both Reina and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask some more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. I spotted Reina struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey Reina, looks like you're working up a sweat.
Oh, whoa, Kichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this?
A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where is the injured party?
Huh? Accident? Huh?
But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile.
Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Kachi-kun.
I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came here to help you out.
You came for me? How?
Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now.
So, what part was the joke? What part was it?
I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders?
Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap?
And he's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move all this by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms.
But Colonel Sanders, so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. Oh.
If Reina gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way, I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time, I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, it would be nothing. There would be nothing that could be done.
Kachi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help.
You just get in the way. Stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more! Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. I mean, look at him! He's right there! He's all Sandersy! After grandstanding like that in front of Reina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was gonna do this seriously, I'd need an axe or saw or something.
That's enough. Kachi-kun, you're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard.
I'm just doing it for you, Reina. Don't worry about it. Reina began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I got my double servings of daily nutritional intake. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled out on my back over the grassy slope.
I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat.
Reina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay?
Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Reina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Reina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I had discovered earlier. There was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here? There it was! There's bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seemed they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitake said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake wasn't lying, then if both Reina and Mion... yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. If they had just said, yeah, there was. If they had just said that, I wouldn't have got so hung up on it. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about? Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions?
That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together, and they weren't easy to open. Raina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police and investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at Hinamizawa construction site, lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as it happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was: the assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pitchforks, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces. The head, the arms, legs, and torso. I can understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter. A brutal murder. Done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With an axe. Ah! Sorry. Did I startle you? Did I startle you? Raina dropped the axe she was holding into the grass after being startled by my voice. Keiji-kun, you see earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you, from the shed. Raina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I had been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Oh, why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Raina brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Higurashi, when they cry. That's chapter 3. One man's trash. So since we just got information from the tabloids, we'll start with the tabloids next week. If you're unfamiliar with how I've been handling Higurashis, we get to vignettes after completing each chapter that give more information. Sometimes they're articles that are canon to the world, and sometimes they're conversations that happened like in the background of other stuff that wasn't like super integral to the plot necessarily, but does give you more information, and honestly might be useful for like getting, you know, true ending or whatever else. So we're gonna go to the Hinamizawa Dam project. So I don't know if this is gonna be a conversation or something else. Can there be a Silent Hill dog ending where the Higurashi are literally behind everything? That'd be cute. I mean, the Higurashi aren't blameless. I don't want to give anything away. October 1975. In accordance with Prime Minister's Bulletin Number XXX, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takasudo, Kyotsu, Matsudo, and Yagochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All these communal agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted, and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company, XXXX, openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they squashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever decides to sink their homes into the lake basin. Onikakushi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kichiru Kimiyoshi. Fascinating. It's like the whole town is in on like their own little fight club, except the fight club was stalling the dam by any means necessary. Honestly, it makes me think of actually not too dissimilar to construction projects that happen in America. Thinking of our like original stomping grounds, thinking of Chicago, there's like, you know, a major expressway in Chicago, and like there's just a lot of like highway in America, and like a lot of stuff was bulldozed to make way for it, not just like forests or agriculture or whatever, but also people's homes, entire neighborhoods, and a thriving, or at the very least not destitute, black community in Chicago was totally taken off the map without any real recourse to build those highways. And yeah, it was useful, but like it was useful for like the economy and infrastructure, but it came at the cost of a lot of people's like livelihoods and homes, and like there are people who would have owned a house that would have like stayed in their family, and they could have gotten generational wealth, for example. that were denied that because of, well, we gotta do this land development. So like knowing just how much like small rural communities and even like city or like industrial otherwise industrial communities of like working class people are often disadvantaged and like basically told by the government, get out, we'll give you some money maybe, but that's it. And it's more than just money. It's like it's just like your whole way of life, your tradition, your friends, your family, your like. And it's one thing to just like lose, say, your childhood home, but to lose your entire childhood neighborhood, oof, it's really fucked up. So that was stream for what Friday, August 9th, 2024. So I want to say I really enjoyed having you all. Um, we weren't able to play everything that we had set out to play, but we still had lots of fun and we drew stuff. That was nice. We have a community night later on Sunday. Continuing watching Heavenly Delusion for cool queer anime. That's also horror. Fun. Um, but we hope everyone has a good weekend. I am going to, if folks would like to stay for the raid, that would be cool. Uh, at least over on Twitch. There's the raid message. In case folks do want to help give the love to someone, so they can be like, oh wow, someone shared their viewers with me. Let's see who's still streaming. It's not even that late. I think just under 9 hours is starting to be our normal. I think I'll rate Code Channel, who's playing Secretive Mana. I think in multiplayer. Alright.